Hi, this is Verdeluz from Divine Timing Coaching and findyourpowerplaces.com. It's great to talk to you for this video. This is a preview of the big February transits and some insights into the last week of January here. We're starting off with a pretty dramatic and potent full moon weekend in Leo. And we jump right into Mercury going direct, getting down to business in Capricorn. So he's going to remain here in Capricorn until February 13th, where he'll move into Aquarius. Now, Mercury in Capricorn is asking us to get super organized, to take the long view, and continue to plan out your year ahead. Right? So, some time mapping, some strategies for the year ahead. We probably had some weeks of changing plans and uncertainty. So now we're getting more clear and a more realistic view to both productive path and a practical plan for the upcoming months. Now Venus is also just moving into Capricorn, and so we're going to take a more serious approach in our relationships, even focusing on building more business alliances and looking to a lot of constructive commitments in our lives and shared goals with our friends and our beloveds. Now, big energy that's in the sky this year and pretty potent right now is Mars in Scorpio. And Mars is going to be in Scorpio January and February, but also we're going to see Mars in Scorpio June and July due to his spring retrograde. So, all right, it's going to be if you have planets in Scorpio, maybe planets in Taurus with Mars opposing, or planets in Leo and Aquarius that Mars is going to square, you're going to feel a lot of the god of passion and ignition and drive and will. He's going to be really supercharging you, especially this month here coming up. Mars is in his rulership in Scorpio in traditional astrology, and this is his feminine aspect. So instead of the external warrior, Mars in Scorpio, he really feels the blistering passions of the deep dive, right? The dive, whether it's in the realm of relationships and sex, shamanic practices, or into researching just furious investigations into the esoteric and the occult. So intense is kind of an understatement with Mars and Scorpio. This has been really strong for us the last week or two and continues in the next few weeks, especially peaking right now because Mars is conjunct both Juno, an asteroid, and the goddess of committed partnerships and soul contracts. And he's also conjunct the gate to the underworld, which is Antares, the heart of the Scorpion. This is the red star in the heart of the Scorpion that you can see in the summertime in the sky. Really, really potent star. So the royal stars were always really significant in the astrological world, and they were known for their extreme behavior. And Antares was one of these royal stars. It's specifically known, it has this kind of bleeding red energy out there in the sky, and it was known, and it's a very kind of warlike star. It has this sort of ravenous quality, and this it's a real fighting type of energy. It could be known for its stubborn feistiness as well, and that could lead to some pretty fatal destructive behavior. Now, this all sounds like the potentials of Scorpio, right? Well, this is why this is the heart of the Scorpion, right? And Juno here, this asteroid of sacred partnership, this could have been bringing up a lot of miscommunications during the recent Mercury retrograde. So we may have been, suffering some of these third-degree burns of being really headstrong in our reactivity in our relationships. But with Mars, Juno, and Antares all in Scorpio, we have another potential, and this is that we gaze directly into the mirror of our own shadows and excavate into the core causes for our behavior. Really getting that clarity of why we do what we do. Scorpio is a very psychological energy, right? So if we can accomplish this alchemy and transmute these shadows, Then our relationships, all of them, in community, friendship, and love relationships, we can really enter into a realm of profound merger and mutual empowerment. This is the high potential of Scorpio. And so our communities can be learning to pool their collective resources into this more magical reality where we really realize our power together. And in our beloved relationships, we can learn a lot more during this time, especially January and February, about the depths of our sexuality, and to realize that there is a willing death in our sexuality. And this death is a desire to shed the outgrown self, those old skins, right? So if we open our hearts, we choose to share, and we really will ourselves to engage in places that have been sort of mysterious to us or unknown to us before, we really have a capacity to access new dimensions of intimacy during Mars and Scorpio. We might discover new pleasures in these unknown playgrounds. We might be able to explore more tantric practices of conscious sexuality and working with breath work, shared breath, alternate breathing, circular breathing, making love with all of our chakras, not just one. This is the potential of Mars and Scorpio. This is the high side. Now, this is really supported by Jupiter just going retrograde on the North Node in Virgo. This is really powerful because collectively, the teacher archetype is really coming through all of us with Jupiter on the North Node. But it's also asking us, because of Virgo, to create sacred space and sacred time in our lives and in our relationships. This is all about daily disciplines, daily devotion, right? The simple things. And the simple things is what creates in us the activation of the high priest and the high priestess, tending ritualistically to slowly perfecting our life, right? It's not an overnight thing, but just everyday improvements, right? And so we're defining what is essential, and we are refining what is important. And then through that, we're able to teach each other now how to live more healthy lives in body, mind, spirit, and heart. This is Jupiter on the North Node in Virgo. It's been active pretty much all of January and stays pretty strong in the first few weeks of February. So these are the big highlights. All you Virgos going through a lot of big expansion this year, and that will continue through the first half of the year. Again, we'll tune in for March next month. And if you have any questions, insights you want to share, or would like some coaching using astrology, numerology, or human design, divinetimingcoaching.com and findyourpowerplaces.com. I hope. Take care. Namaste.